Hi, welcome to Chocolate. May I chocolate your chocolate? Chocolate.
That's right. We've ditched the DEI. We're just going to be racist instead. McDonald's. Do. Please note, McDonald's is not racist.
What is going on, everybody? Hope you're having an absolutely wonderful day. Massive news. DEI is toast. I mean, we saw Facebook, Mark Zuckerberg, basically saying, no more woke stuff on Facebook. We're going to move out of California. We're going to stop censoring people. Now McDonald's, after having a brutal year, has decided to get out in front of an impending investigation. It looks like from Robbie Starbuck. And they have decided, we're not going to do woke anymore. Absolutely massive win. Let's take a look at some of the stuff they did. By the way, just a quick reminder, I'm live every day at 1 Eastern. You don't have to watch it live because you can always watch it later. But if you're available at 1 Eastern to 3 Eastern, today I'll have Melanie Mack and Hannah Claire Brimlow. Tomorrow I'll have Hannah Claire and Luke. Friday I'll have Gothics and Melanie Mack. Or Friday, Luke Rutkowski. We have rotating talent every single day. I would absolutely love for you to follow us. If you're a YouTube-only viewer, I understand. Please follow Quartercast. If you are open to trying Rumble, please download the Rumble app, follow the quartering there. That's where I prefer people watch. But I know that takes time, so I just prefer that you tune in. Now, let's go to Robbie Starbuck for his update.
All right, everybody, I got good news for you. We got another one. You know what time it is. We've got a new company flipping their position on DEI, and that company is McDonald's. Now, let me tell you how this happened and what the details are. I've just got to give X a shout out here because I actually reached out to McDonald's on X to their senior marketing director on Friday. You can see here. So Friday, I sent them a detailed message. I'm not going to show the whole thing here, but a detailed message about DEI. I mean, you can read this part, no problem. And that was Friday. So director on Friday, you can see here. So Friday, I sent them a detailed message. I'm not going to show the whole thing here, but a detailed message about DEI. I mean, you can.
So you're right. I'd like to discuss McDonald's DEI policies. We're considering doing a story on them. And as a courtesy, we'd like to check if the company is considering a change to the policy to embrace corporate neutrality on divisive issues like DEI. So are their changes being considered? We love when our stories shift to change stories. You may be familiar with my investigative pieces as they've resulted in an end to woke/DEI policies at over $2 trillion worth of brands like Walmart, Harley-Davidson, Lowe's, Toyota, Ford, Jack Daniels, Tractor Supply, etc. I mean, whoa. I'm happy to schedule off-the-record conversations. So he's basically saying, great business there. Sure would be a shame if something happened to it.
Read this part, no problem. And that was Friday, so 3 days ago. And today, this statement came out. There's more to this message, but for the sake of your time, we're going to jump ahead past a lot of the corporate word salad and go straight into what they're changing. So let me go and translate this corporate speak for you. First bullet point, we are retiring setting aspirational representation goals. And then it's a bunch of blah, blah, blah corporate speak. Let me translate what that means. McDonald's, like many Fortune 500 companies, they had what they would call targets or goals. In reality, they work like racial quotas, but they say these are certainly not quotas. Don't call them that. This is just a goal for them to hire, say, 50% people of color, whatever it might be, into a certain position. And then wouldn't you know it, they hire just the amount that they put, but it's not a quota. Don't call it a quota. Second bullet point, and always one of my favorites, we are pausing external surveys to focus on the work we are doing internally. AKA, we are leaving the HRC's Corporate Equality Index social credit scoring system. Keep in mind, this was a company that had a perfect HRC CEI score, and that HRC CEI scoring system is how woke policies get forced into workplaces. So they are, again, the latest company to leave that scoring system, and that is good news. And now bullet point number.
By the way, Robbie and his work, has basically destroyed the HRC as well. Like, I think that that's also worth pointing out. Like, the HRC, which is this organization that pushes this stuff, basically has no clients left. All these big companies that were, embracing it. I don't know how you pay them for consulting or something like that. They're gone now.
Number 3, one of my favorites, they are going to be retiring their supply chain's DEI pledge in favor of a system that relates to business performance. Imagine that, a merit-based system. This is what every company needs to be doing. The days of favoring one group of people over another based on diversity need to be gone. Bullet point number 4 here is one I'm not particularly a fan of, and I'm not happy with when companies do this. They are evolving how they refer to their diversity team, which
That means they're just going to call it something else.
will now be the global inclusion team. I think it's ridiculous. We don't need these teams, okay? It is a job. It is a workplace. You go there to work. People don't need a team assigned at corporate to making sure everybody feels included, okay? We're not kindergartners. We're adults. It's a workplace. It's a place people go to shop. Just provide great service, be kind, do the right thing, be fair. And if you're a company executive, lay down the hammer when somebody breaks the law. Everybody's all for that, but there's no need for DEI teams at all. No need for a diversity team. I don't care what you call it. People have had enough of this. And I think it's time that everybody speaks up and that we get rid of this infantile way of operating businesses. Focus on the bottom line, make money, do a great job. Everybody's happy then. And that is the direction corporate America is veering toward, is corporate neutrality. We are the trend now. Don't forget that. Because we have raised our voices, so many companies, over $2 trillion of companies have changed their policies, and we will not stop until we make corporate America sane again. So is this perfect? No.
Sure.
But you know what? McDonald's wasn't one of the worst to begin with, but they were on our list of companies, and there are many companies that we aim to change. And we got more done today changing policy than anybody else has. So I'm very proud. In fact, I have to say, I'm loving it. And you guys know I was gonna have to
you had to do it.
Okay, I had to use that line at least one time. So.
By the way, I love the work that Robbie does. He texted me this yesterday, and for some reason I completely didn't get to it. But this is wild.
Do not judge me because it was too easy. I'm loving it, okay? I'm loving changing these crazy policies. And for those of you who are new to watching my videos, you might be wondering, what is corporate neutrality? And it's very simple. Companies need to stay out of divisive issues. Unless it's related directly to the regulation of their business, they should not be involved in politics. We don't want to know what Macy's thinks about trans rights, okay?
Right.
And you know what? If they want to speak up and talk about it, we don't want to spend our money there. We have a right as customers to know how the money's being spent later, and then we can decide if we want to give our money to that company. And in many cases now, we are waking up and saying, no, we don't want to give our money to this company.
I should point out, it's not even about whether or not I agree with their takes. Because that's just not it. I just don't want to hear it. Like, literally sell me the bacon or whatever the case is. I don't want to hear anything about what your opinions are about anything political. Nobody does. You see this in the Daily Mail. 4 years after launching a push for more diversity in its ranks, McDonald's is now ending some of its diversity practices following a U.S. Supreme Court decision that outlawed affirmative action in college admissions. McDonald's, it's not affirmative action, it's just anti-white. That's the reality of it. There's no such thing as affirmative action in modern day. Maybe this was a program that started out with good intentions, but what do they say about the pathway to hell? That's just the reality of it. McDonald's message to its franchise owners said the company remains committed to inclusion, but would like to embed inclusion practices in its operations. I mean, again, what does that even mean? You know what I'm saying? Like, what does that mean? Nobody can really ever say, oh, I want to include people. Well, what they're really saying is we want to exclude people. McDonald's has been really struggling with high prices. You look over the last month, for example, McDonald's is down $10 a share. Over the last 6 months, though, not so bad. They've been doing all right. Year to date, about even. Today, basically everything in the market's down, so it's hard to kind of, point at that. But this is a huge victory. McDonald's, which has its headquarters in Chicago, rolled out a series of diversity initiatives in 2021 after a spat of harassment lawsuits filed by employees and a lawsuit alleging discrimination brought by a group of black former McDonald's franchise owners. Interesting. You owned a whole franchise, and yet you're saying you're discriminated against? That's odd. As a world-leading brand that considers inclusion one of its core values, we will accept nothing less than real measurable progress in our efforts to lead with empathy, treat people with dignity and respect, and seek out diverse points of view to drive better decision-making. Well, here's the thing. It's a whole new world. A whole new world. This is Trump's world now. Like, this diversity nonsense, this basically anti-white programming, which is exactly what it is getting cooked. It's just done. You see here's Robbie Starbuck, Ford, John Deere, Lowe's, Walmart, Nissan. I think Jack Daniels also, Tractor Supply. Oh yeah, here, Jack Daniels, Craftsman. All it takes now is basically a DM from Robbie Starbuck, and people are out. People are absolutely out of this. In a direct message sent to McDonald's senior marketing director Guillermo Huon, he basically immediately backed down on all of it. Completely, Huck hates wokeness too. Apparently the mailman is here super early, which is not great for me. McDonald's Hispanic-owned Operators Association said it had no comment on the policy change. I absolutely love it. The end of all this nonsense woke policies. Hucky, thank you. All these nonsense woke policies, it can all go away. The world will be a better place. Absolute W. Great job, Robbie. We'll talk to you again real soon.